Hello everyone to my new channel. We're starting a new series on that where I'm gonna create something across many days. It will be a project and I'm gonna document it using videos, and I might post some things on my Twitter handle or my Instagram handle or my Facebook handle. Let's see on that. No script, no planning, just starting this. So this would be day one in a miniature scale. It's currently 12:19 a.m. It's been a long day since I had many activities in my university, and I also came back home, so a whole hectic day. Yesterday was also hectic, so I'm still very tired. And this idea just came off of mind that I could just record making a project. So I'm gonna start it. Currently, okay, let me start. Let me show what's in my plan today. So, as I'm gonna just discuss the rough basics. So my plan is that I'm gonna think of a project. Think, sorry, think of a project, then try to build it while learning it. So every video would be very long and also less edited. Maybe no editing would have. By the way, continue to receive this. Then wait, I have some work on this. My previous laptop. Skip. Then do this for all current items. Skip. Okay, so I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna build it first for my own self, and then based on what it is, I'm gonna deploy it. I'm gonna make it public. Let's, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna make. I don't know what would it be, a website or an app or a game, but I'm gonna make it, and it's gonna be like a 10-minute video. Like I made this throughout a few month plan. It will be like a very stretch out plan for my whole journey. So it will be a whole lot because if I say my coding knowledge is pretty basic. I only know C++, Java, and some parts of Python. on C++ only the academic stuff. I know some parts of data structure due to university courses, and also I self-studied some parts. I know Java only to the basic level with GFX, and Python is also very basic. I always forget the, what's the word for it, the way how to write Python. I'm much more native to C++ and Java, as they felt easier to me than Python. Python for some reason feels restrictive to me compared to C++, so it's my own personal preference. So yeah, so as day one, the goal of mine is to think of a project. So what am I going to build? And from day onwards, I'm going to build it and learn with it, as I believe it will be a whole lot of journey, because as I said, I don't have much knowledge of what I'm going to do, what will it be, and I also have no prior much of skill. So through that, I'm gonna build and learn all together, so it would be fun. I don't know how long will this series go. It might last a week. I'm gonna try it wouldn't last a week. I want it to at least move a month or more. Something profound for me, something that I would like to make. Yeah, so let's start, I guess, on what can we make. Currently, on my thinking, I have nothing more selective that I would make. Currently, I have some wish lists of what I would want to make, such as I want to make an OS one day. I want to make a OS based on my own kernel. Then I also want to make my own AI, not an LLM, my own actual artificial intelligence, something. And one day maybe also I would want to, I also have an interest in IoT and embedded systems, and other sort. All of them are at basic level right now. You could, so you can see how, what type of person I am. And yeah, so let's begin. So first of all, to search for this, let's Google it. What could we make? Project like this for CC, for software development. Let's go for software engineering for now, and let's go with that. What could we make? Not a portfolio website. No. No. Non-animation system. No. System knowledge application. Edge calculator. Express tracker. No system. Block website. Doesn't feel fun. This first video would be mostly boring, me looking at websites or places trying to find what would actually make me want to make it. So relax, sit back and enjoy the show, if there is a show. Wi-Fi shopping, that project now, cursor moment, something that I would like. A civil system project. What is it? What is that? Can we other get the details now? No, banking system related, software engineering. I want anything that seems to mean. It might be related to cybersecurity, making a tool out of something. Okay, so people say to make your own project, first try to solve a problem that you have. Currently, most of my problems are being solved by all the apps that I have. Yeah, because what would I need more? As I saw, I'm in a beginner position, so I don't have much of issues still fighting against. I'm not wanting to delve into web development right now. I might learn it to deploy what I will make, but not as the whole project. Web development isn't for my choice. I don't want to go to ChatGPT, but let's see. Give me project ideas. Project ideas. Skills. I might did it on Pro. Sorry. It would take much time. No maintenance system again. Not a current AI system. Main design a major piece. No problem. Hello. Finally, the projects that I saw are good, but they are not sparking anything for me. I'm gonna add that if I don't find it still, then I might try another one, and after that, I'm just gonna like delve on what can I make. I'll just choose one project and just start from it. Then my homework would be okay, so that is the thing. So I have to research on what is that thing first. Custom DSLR database engine. No. Static code vulnerability analyzer, long-term memory agent, traffic zero optimized large-scale graph processing engine, raft. Pexos? What is Pexos? Byzantine simulation. Adaptive compression engine. State of code and smart memory. He's still thinking. No. What are these inconsistent knowledge engine? These are just what the hell. Counterfactual reasoning engine. Can software ask what if? Log decisions, simulate alternate timelines, measures regret, adjust future this or advanced decisions about this idea. One last trick. Is about how computers behave. What feels fake about AI today feels impossible to code or system do you not trust. Answer your project. If you want to reply with one sentence, even wake like I'm curious. If I have to retrospect on what I think, the problem with all AI is that I don't trust them because I'm giving my data to a third party company like that, an LLM training my data on them. And that feels suspicious to me, so that's why I don't trust AI. Also, I don't trust AI because LLMs are just prediction models, they are not actual thinking, they're just predicting. Another problem as would is that trusting any third party software because the data is how important data is, giving them such much energy, such much power. Information is too much, I believe, is too much for to give them. I mean, the key value store it is like yours. Making my own Redis. Okay, build a message queue, event bus, Kafka Lite, peer-to-peer system, local sportless search engine for your computer, static analyzer, linter for a language feature you choose. Okay, toy programming language plus bytecode VM. Tiny is equal to bytecode runs on a VM. Lexa parser. One language that would be fun. Git for databases, a version storage for structured data. Local database password manager. Scheduler plus OS simulation toolkit. Media recommendation engine, no web UI. Okay, I'm thinking that these are good projects, but Docker-ish. Shall I dive into my OS plan that I mentioned previously? That making my own OS on my own kernel. For that, I have to thought of different stages. First, I will use the Linux kernel as my base to actually learn how does actual OS can stand upon something. If I can understand the above stage, and then I will go into designing the kernel. And for that, I might need to learn assembly. Okay, and that project is cool on its way, but yeah, shall I delve into that? I have the components because when I thought of that project, it was already like what's the time? It was like Wait a second. Okay, so reviewing this and thinking of this, then I thought the project that I thought previously, let's make that the actual project, making my own OS, my own operating system. I was thinking of this, plan this while using my old laptop. That if I know Windows, I know Linux, I can navigate through it, I can learn new things. But when I hand something like an old device or a new device, it becomes hard for people that don't use it, like old people or just people who aren't related to take that much. So, and obviously Windows is easier for people who use it, but Linux becomes harder as it is a new place. So if I have an old machine and Windows is becoming too heavy for it, I might switch to Linux and I might be able to use it. But for another person, it would feel alien to them, as many freedom is given in Linux and as many things don't support, and as well as a lot of problems in Linux. So for that, I was thinking that I would create my own OS that would be light like Linux but powerful like Windows. Windows, as I know there are many distributions in Linux like that. So that's true. That's its own thing. But I want to create my own OS, having that power. Okay, so functional, everything good like Windows, easy for people to get into, but also very light, very optimized, very good like Linux. So for that, I'm gonna start, and obviously creating my own OS on my own would be a very long-term project, and I've divided it into two segments previously as such, that at first, as making a kernel takes a lot of time and it would actually might push my production, I might first delve into like I have two plans for this. So the first plan would be Linux kernel, and the second plan will be my own kernel. So at first my plan is that I'm gonna use a Linux kernel as my base, and on top of that I will create my own Linux distribution. So by that I would understand, other than the kernel, whatever there is, like other than the power segment of making my own kernel, what are the things in in an OS. Currently I have no knowledge, so learning all of that and to create my own stable Linux distribution and publish it as well. After that I will delve into making my own kernel and then just connecting to it, just switching the kernels. I know it isn't as simple as just switching a kernel, but I believe it would be possible. I believe it would be very good. I believe I can pull that thing off. So currently my plan is this: my own OS. I will build an OS that is functional like Windows and also Linux, because I know Linux is goated, but also lightweight, but also lightweighted as well, as Windows is too heavy. Also too many ads and also the AI features as such. So and then I will I've divided my work into two parts. First, creating my own Linux distribution based on Linux kernel, and then creating my own kernel, and on top of that I will have my own OS. And for that OS, currently the name that I thought, currently not, it's the name I'm going through, and I do have a what's the word for it, a repo in GitHub named Untitled OS. Simple as that. I don't have a name, so it's untitled. Until I have got a name, I will change it, or else this would be the official name of this OS, Untitled OS. Okay, so for that, so day one, the project is finalized. I will start making my own Untitled OS. So after that, my job would be to create my plan on how am I going to pull it off, and on that I will discuss it on day two. Some parts of day one will happen, and on day two I will come to the video showcasing my whole plan, that I have thought of this, I have thought of that, and this would be this and this would be that, because I'm not wanting to make my videos too long for people to watch. Okay, so my plan would be that I will do my own brainstorming on I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna explain it on day two, that this is the roadmap I've thought of, and this is the things that I will learn. I will learn some, I will not. You will see then me downloading kernels, the kernel, reading the documentation, or also having some basics learned from other YouTube videos, and then implementing them. Okay, so it would be a new journey. I hope you guys stay from the beginning to the end. I know the first video won't get many views, obviously, but as the journey will go longer, I believe many people will find this video later on, and I hope this series would blow up. This series is just mainly for me to start this journey, to push me to start it and to make it in. Yeah, and I'm excited about it. Even though I'm a professional procrastinator, I'm excited about it, that we are just doing the work. Okay, so this would be the proof, and this would be my work, and I hope that this might inspire someone, or just they watch it for the fun. Okay, so for today this would be it, and inshallah I'm gonna see you next time. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.